Hey guys, and welcome back. It's Grant Broggi from the Strength Co. And today I want to give you a simple meal that tastes good, is easy to make, and you can eat it over and over again to fuel your lifting. If you find it useful and like the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. A few weeks ago, we released a video on what to eat as a lifter, and we got a lot of feedback on it. People really liked it and found it really useful. I thought that by simply laying out food groups and things that help fuel lifting, that people would have what they needed to get to the kitchen and get to work cooking healthy meals. But what I learned is that a lot of people actually are kind of lost in the kitchen and don't really know what to do if they don't have a cookbook in front of them and just end up buying Hamburger Help or whatever people are eating these days. I don't claim to be a chef by any means, although I do make a mean chili, and if you haven't seen that video, you should check it out.
Chili is not about beans. It's not about meat. Chili is about spices. Just dump it all in.
But over the years, I've been trying to eat for performance, fuel my lifting, and at the same time, not gain a whole bunch of weight and stay lean. I've definitely figured out some meals that can help you do that, and this is one of them. I wish I could say it's groundbreaking and earth-shattering, but as a matter of fact, it's just beef and rice. But there's a couple ways to cook it, and it'll be something that's actionable for you that can help you start the new year making good decisions. The first thing we're going to talk about is the rice. And I know you're like, rice, how hard can it be? And it's not hard, but there is a way that I like to cook it that I find goes very well with beef. So I usually just buy a white jasmine rice, nothing fancy, just from the regular rice aisle in the grocery store. Whatever you're into is fine. And then I like to make mine with chicken broth. Most people know double water to rice ratio. So if you're going to make 1 cup of rice, you need 2 cups of liquid. So what I generally do is do 1-in-1 ratio. So 1 cup of rice, 1 cup of bone broth, and 1 cup of water. I find that using the bone broth in the rice makes it keep better over the week. So if you're going to refrigerate it and eat it later, or you're making a couple meals in advance, rather than it clumping up and being hard to break apart and rice going all over your counter, it kind of gives it a more creamy texture from all the sodium, and it just allows it to break up and store better. I also just like the way it tastes. It gives it a little bit more flavor. You don't need a bunch of salt and pepper if you just make it with some bone broth. I've also gone all bone broth and raw rice. That's also good, so that's an option for you. But that's how I like to make my rice. The second part of this meal is really simple. It's just ground beef, or it could be ground bison, or it could be venison if you're lucky enough to be in a place where you can kill a deer, but some type of ground beef, hopefully relatively lean. I've shown you guys before, I like to buy in bulk from Costco and then vacuum seal it into portions. I usually eat a pound of meat myself if it's just me. If I'm cooking a little bit more, maybe a head, I also like to vacuum seal 2-pound bags and 3-pound bags. Now there's a couple ways to eat your ground beef. Step 1 is to make burgers. I like to make mine into patties. If I have time, like the charcoal grill, a lot of times I'll dice up an onion, put it inside the patties, salt and pepper, and cook them on the grill. That's a great way to get it done, and it'll give you some more flavor if you can cook it over charcoal. But a lot of times I don't have time to light up the charcoal grill and manage it while I'm trying to just get ahead on the week and make sure that I eat well. So in that case, a cast iron pan works great. I usually will cut up an onion, put it in the bottom of the pan, let the onion saute for a little while, and then add in the ground beef, however much I'm cooking, and just simply brown it. Salt and pepper. Occasionally I'll use some cayenne or some other seasonings, but really, it's very simple. So the rice is made, you pull your ground beef, you can mix it inside the rice, make it into like a mash of sorts. You can eat it alongside the rice, doesn't really matter, but here's a meal, high in protein. It's gonna have some fat from the burger, but relatively low if you got a 92% hopefully, and the rice is gonna give you the carbohydrates you need. And also, it's not that expensive. I know the price of beef is up, but all in all, this meal is pretty cheap and definitely cheaper than what you're gonna buy going out to eat or trying to do something. And also, you know exactly what's in it. There's nothing wrong going to Chipotle or these other places and trying to get a protein and rice bowl, but you don't know what they're seasoning with, you don't know what they're cooking in, what types of oils. When you cook at home, you're in complete control. So, in summary, cook your white rice with chicken broth. It'll taste better and it'll keep a little bit better. Ground beef, buy in bulk, separate into portions, cook as needed. You can do it in a frying pan with onions. You can do it on the grill with onions. You can do it in either of those places with no onions. It doesn't matter.
The first thing we're gonna do is cut up some of these onions. Tears from yourself will be later used inside the chili that add a unique flavor and let those who eat it remember those who prepared it.
High in protein, carbs for performance, relatively low in fat, taste really good. And if you need to spice it up, that's what hot sauce is for. I keep a whole bunch of different ones, and you'd be surprised you eating the same thing for lunch all week long with a different hot sauce, and you'll feel like you're on an exotic food tour. I'm serious. It makes a big difference. Hope you liked the video. If you do, please like and subscribe to the channel. More food stuff coming up soon.